Here I am at this random office building here in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm gonna fix this ding in the door of this Toyota Highlander. She's smooth, boys! And I'm gonna walk you through the whole repair. So we have a ding right here in this body line. I'll give you a closer look at it in a second. And then we have this scuff right here. I'm gonna get that all cleaned up too. We're gonna walk you through this whole thing. All right, let's do it. Looks like a big door opened into it. Once we get this cleaned off, there might be a little crease back there that we have to fix. Nice body line ding. Boom, as you can see, whenever a body feature is pushed in, then we have this bulge out the top. We call that a smile or a crown. We're gonna have to work that down. Here's the plan of attack. We're gonna get this thing cleaned up first. We're gonna clean the door. Then we're gonna polish all the crap off the door. Then we're gonna have a clean surface to do our repairs on. Roll the window down. Then we're gonna protect the window with a window guard, wedge the door. We're gonna get our tool in here. We're gonna heat this thing up so that the paint doesn't crack whenever we're pushing on that body line. We're gonna keep it heated until we get the bulk of the dent out, and we're gonna keep working the dent, and then we're gonna work down the smile at the top, slowly pushing down the smile and working the dent up, rinse, repeat. We're gonna continuously move the board further back so that we can lower the angle that we're looking at, so we can fine tune it. We'll keep doing that until this thing is absolutely gone. And we have a like new panel and a happy customer. So this is just Meguiar's Ultimate Compound in this bottle for easy access. All right, sun's blazing even though it's only like 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're gonna go ahead and set up our umbrella with this Get a Grip suction cup. This thing is super strong, and once we get this thing on here, this thing ain't going anywhere. Yeah, that thing ain't going anywhere. Got a wool buffing pad. All right, so I used the wool buffing pad, which is pretty aggressive. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. It's gonna look good. We're gonna clean this thing up. It's gonna look good for now, but if you put this in the sun, after I buffed it like that with that wool pad, there's gonna be what we call swirl marks or hologram marks. So to get rid of that, we're gonna buff it again. Instead of compound, we're gonna use polish, and we're gonna use a less aggressive pad so that we can get rid of those swirl marks, and then in the full sun, you're not gonna see anything. It's gonna look beautiful. That's what it looks like after the buffing. Might be a little spot left, but sometimes you can't buff all the way into the bottom of the ding. So we'll get that ding up, and then we'll buff it again. I still haven't polished it. We'll do that at the end. But this area is clean, but I'm gonna just go ahead and clean the rest of the door. I'm gonna use this quick detailer. Stuff's pretty good. As you can tell, my go-to is Meguiar's products. They're always pretty solid. So let's get this thing cleaned up. I'm even gonna get it on the window. Big tip, when you're buffing, polishing, always make sure the window's up. I don't know how many times I've been buffing or polishing and then I look, windows down, and the compound or polish is slinging everywhere, and it can get inside the vehicle. So keep the windows up whenever you're doing any kind of buffing and polishing. All right, we're gonna roll the window down. Window guard, stainless steel from Dent Slayer. This thing fits in the pack out system. So if you have a pack out system, these things fit into it, and then you can close it up and it just sits right in the drawers. We're wedging, the glass is on the far side where this is soft. So the glass is behind it against the soft part. Then we're gonna wedge it. Opens it up, gives us just a little bit of a gap to get our tool in there to push the dent right there. All right, the tool I'm using, Dent Slayer Body Line Slayer. It's a thick tool, which is gonna give us tons of power. And I'm gonna use this nylon tip to start this thing out, especially again, getting that body line up. It's soft enough to where it's not gonna prick up your damage, and firm enough to where we can really push that body line up without a ton of hassle. All right, so I got my tool in here, and as you can see, I added some tape up here. Really doesn't matter what type of tape you use up here. You can layer it up just to protect the upper area of the door in case you bump your tool into this. It's not gonna get scratched up. Pro tip. All right, now we're gonna get our board set up. Here we go. You can see the deep part of the dent right here. Smile up here, deep part of the dent. We're all set up, ready to go. So I got my board kind of perpendicular to these two angles, kind of cut the corner of that, and then we're gonna be perpendicular to the body line to start. Got my shade, window guard, wedge, got my tool ready to push. We're gonna start on the body line after we heat this thing up, then we're gonna work our way up and down, knock down, rinse and repeat. All right, finishing our first pass of pushing, I'm gonna move the board back a little bit and then knock down some smile. Move this back. And I'm gonna orient it to the top panel angle. So I'm using this Dent Slayer Low Pro hammer and this blunt tip knockdown. All right, so after the first pass of pushing and knocking down, this is where we're at. You can see most of it's gone. We still have plenty of work to do, but we're just gonna do the same process. Pushing up the lows, knocking down the highs, moving the board back, moving the board, orienting to the different panel angles until the thing is gone. All right, I'll catch back up with y'all once I'm completed and show you the finished result. All right, all done here. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like now. I mean, this thing looks pretty much perfect. Hey, if you're interested in PDR, learning PDR, only recommend one place to go. That's Dent Slayer. And if you know me, you're in the industry, you know that I do all of Dent Slayer's creative work. So I'm heavily biased, but hey, I trust Matt. And if you're looking to learn or get into this, check it out. Also check his tools out. All right, y'all, later. So definitely go to dentslayer.com, click on video training to check it out. PDR Essentials is the course that will teach you PDR. Just go to PDR Quick Start and get started for free. One thing I forgot to mention that you do need to keep in mind is that she's smooth, boy! She's smooth!